The problem that we have right now is that so you have this U-shaped curve on this side of the function. The problem is that it's very hard to find information. But on this side of the function, where we are right now, the problem is that there's too much information.
Yep.
So what makes it difficult is finding the right information in a sea of bullshit. And if you look at like an area of physics and you look at like Newtonian mechanics, it's very falsifiable. So you can make a statement on how gravity works, for example, and you can describe it with Newtonian mechanics, and people can test it. So that allows one to filter out bullshit very quickly. So things like YouTube, etc., are very well suited to learning stuff like physics, especially like elementary physics, because it's hard to bullshit. However, in wicked environments, which is a psychological term, kind environments and wicked environments. In wicked environments where you poke a box, and what happens once you have poked the box changes. In those kinds of environments, it's much easier to bullshit. So when you try and learn something like marketing, for example, it's a nightmare because especially if you're just beginning, or even if you've been in the game for a long period of time, you don't have the chops to separate fact from fiction. You don't understand what you're learning is bullshit or it's true. Because what you're using is a heuristic, and that heuristic is confidence. So as long as someone is saying stuff with a high level of confidence, you'll assume that it's true, and oftentimes it's just not, because there are very, 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 very few people who use a science-based approach to marketing. So as a result, the level of bullshit it's incredible. You can spend 5 years, 10 years studying marketing online, and still you don't know anything. You'll know even less than when you begun, because when you begun you didn't know anything, but at least you are cognizant of the fact that you don't know anything. However, now 10 years later, you've learned so much bullshit that it set you back, and now you have all these wrong ideas which aren't true. So something that a lot of people don't realize, for example, is that big brands tend to go up with respect to consumer loyalty. So there are a lot of marketers who believe that if you want to increase consumer loyalty, you need to have all these different campaigns which focus on user loyalty, because they aren't aware of the research which was done by Sharp in, I believe, 97, 98 on consumer loyalty. And what they see is that, you want to get more consumer loyalty? Grow your brand. Just focus on market penetration, and as an artifact of market penetration, you'll have more mind share. Your availability goes up because the product can be bought in various locations. So consumer loyalty goes up because the consumer isn't really paying attention to you. So simply by being available in more locations, it's easier for them to buy. But if you focus on all these things which are focused on differentiation, special campaigns because you want to get them to recognize you, they're not even paying attention to you. You have your commercials and they're on their phones scrolling, etc. So just focus on penetration, and then your consumer loyalty goes up. And there are a million different examples like this, and most people just don't know because they get their marketing advice from idiots like Gary Vaynerchuk. Seth Godin has a few good ideas here and there, but a lot of it is like it's so hand wavy. One of the things that I think is most annoying is that in mathematics, it's perfectly fine to come up with ideas. We call them conjectures in mathematics. So you come up with a conjecture, and then we can either see if it's true or if it's false. Hopefully there's some issues with Gödel's incompleteness, that some things can be true but you can't prove it.
Right,
whatever.
I'm reading. I'm reading Gödel, Etcher, and Bash, by the way, and it's a really
cool.
It's a very difficult book to read as well, but it all leads back into the sort of wishy-washy nature of marketing. Is because there are some things that cannot be proven, and it's not because they will never be proven. It's just because we don't have the ability to prove them yet. So it means that right now, any answer that you can give that relates to the human psyche. Like I said, this is where the neuromarketing comes into place. That's why brands are no longer focusing on fact anymore. They're focusing on memes, because memes talk directly to the person's emotion, right? So it all ties back to that. It's like, many things that you cannot prove that exist at the moment, you can find any description for it, any description for it. As long as that description makes sense to the audience will buy it.
It's even worse than that, because what you're saying is 100% true, but it's one step further. People already have preconceived notions of how marketing works, and if you confirm that, then they'll like it and retweet it.
Confirmation
bias. They already
yeah.
Yes. So whenever you tweet something, for example, about the Dunning-Kruger effect, many people recognize the Dunning-Kruger effect because they've read it on Wikipedia or they came across it sometime, and then they'll retweet it. They'll like it and retweet it. Because it functions as a signal of like, look how smart I am, because they think that not many people know what it is, and something similar happens in marketing, where if you say something which is complete baloney, people will like it and retweet it because not necessarily because they think it's true. I think that they do think it's true because they aren't thinking about it rigorously, but more as a way of like showing off, like, okay, yeah, let me retweet it because I can show off like that I'm knowledgeable, and that would be fine. However, the problem is that the inverse is also true, which is if you share something which does not agree with people's preconceived notions, which actually is true, no one will share it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So nonsense spread exponentially, and truth. It's why all of the marketing professors have a following of precisely 12 fucking people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, but
it just doesn't spread, and you have all those. I call it intellectual fast food or fucking mouth breathers. You have all these idiots. Chris H, whatever his name is on Twitter. Alex Garcia. Trung, whatever. You have all these idiots who talk about marketing, and they're literally making shit up. They're pulling it out of their fucking ass. It's like they go to the Apple landing page, and it's black and white. So you need to be black and white. 7 lessons from Apple. Be black and white. You too can be a trillionaire.
That is and so
true. It boggles my mind how fucking moronic it is. Because if you look at like mathematics or physics, you can do the exact same thing. You can make shit up. However, check it.
You need to prove it.
Verify. Yeah, prove it. Verify. Because I can say, okay, pi is irrational. How do I know? Because the sky is blue. What the fuck are you talking about? You can create random reasons, or I can say pi is irrational because pi consists of 2 letters, pi. You know, you can make random shit up. You know, and that's how math works. You know, someone has a hunch, and then they try and come up with a proof. Maybe, by the way, it was discovered that pi was irrational by assuming it was rational. Because back in the day, people thought that there was this Euclidean school of reasoning, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was Pythagorean school of logic or whatever. And they thought that the entire world could be expressed into fractions. And discovering that there are irrational numbers was a huge problem because they weren't comfortable with it, which is an ongoing theme in mathematics and physics as well. Because you had the same thing when Cantor discovered that not all infinities have the same cardinality, the same size.
Interesting.
However, what happens is you try to either prove it or you try and disprove it, and then you show that if you disprove it, that you get into a contradiction with the stuff that you assumed in the beginning. But you need that step. You can't simply come up with a conjecture and then say, the end, I'm done. And that's exactly what's happening in marketing. So you get all these phony correlations, which is super annoying. So, for example, Tesla is successful. Elon Musk is very popular on Twitter. Ergo, if you're very popular on Twitter, it'll help your brand. Maybe, but like, isn't that something that you want to test? Are you sure that you can just like say that? And the most annoying thing is that these people don't frame it as conjecture. Like I suspect, I conjecture, I have this idea. They present it as complete and utter unequivocal truth. And that's, by the way, my critique of Seth Godin as well. He is not in that same bucket because it's not as severe, and he has some good ideas. So, for example, will they miss you if you are gone is an idea that he has coined, which is now very popular in terms of assessing product market fit, which is an excellent idea. However, he makes a similar mistake where it's like everything I say is true. And I have never heard someone ask him a question and to which his answer is I don't know, I haven't done enough research on this, or this isn't my area of expertise, which is already worrisome. And also, he's never this is my conjecture. It's always like this is how it is, which is it's annoying, but I understand how it works because that's how you sell books. That's how you get likes.
That's how you
no
build some sort of credibility or expertise. Yeah.
Yes, I've had that exact same problem with my clients as well. That clients generally dislike a strong scientific approach because if you're a good scientist, you have to go further than simply avoiding being dishonest. So those guys are dishonest. They're in philosophy. There's a term for it. It's called bullshitting, and it's a real academic term. And bullshitting means that if you're lying, then you need to be aware of the truth value of a proposition. Mm-hmm. So the proposition can be true or it can be false. If you're bullshitting, then you need not be aware of the truth value of a proposition because you don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if it's true or false. The only thing that you care about is your agenda. And that's what's happening with those guys because their main goal is just user growth. You know, they want to grow their audience, their following. So they'll say whatever the fuck they need to say.
But I think
sometimes
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're going to say something there.
Yeah, I was just going to say sometimes I lose respect for people who are so horny for the outcome because there are some people that I respect and they're like, I really respect this dude because he has so many followers. And it's like, okay, really? Doesn't it matter like how you got there? Like if we're going to celebrate people who are rich, don't you think like how you got rich matters? Like what if you killed a bunch of people and you took all their money? Like the outcome is the same, but the way you achieved it, surely we need to take that into account, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.